because we know it.
But you can. Be ready with push-to-talk service that keeps you connected with your workforce with a simple push of a button. Contact the experts today at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Island.
Our menu, it's digital, so customers, once they come in, they have to scan the menu. Due to the space size, customers were unable to connect.
It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas and sunrise. Come on and wake
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're up dead early on another marvelous Monday, and it's marvelous because you're up with us. My name is Mark Daniels.
And I'm Gabrielle Gardner, wishing a happy Monday to you.
Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you're feeling recharged, ready, and motivated for another week. It's Motivation Monday. What's your motivational quote for the day?
If you don't go to work today, you won't get paid.
Hey! That's all the motivation you need, folks. Or, if you work for yourself, then you can say, actually, I don't need to go to work because my money's working for me. And that's what we all looking for. We're looking for that financial freedom, that financial independence, that day when you could wake up, you're like, you know what, I don't feel like going to work today. And it's okay because your money works for you. So everybody working towards financial freedom, keep pushing ahead. The goal is near. And then once you get financial freedom, just call me over so I can come hang out with you. Come hang out on your yacht. Because rich people need not so rich people to hang out with them to make them feel rich.
Keep you down to earth.
Exactly.
It makes perfect sense.
A billionaire don't want to hang out with a billionaire because you both have billionaire yachts, but a billionaire wants to hang out with a thousandaire, and a thousandaire will be amazed. So anybody looking for a thousandaire friend, I'll invite me on your yacht and I'll have a great time. How was your weekend?
That was profound. It was great, I got to go to Paradise Place, which was a lot of fun. Always. It's always a lot of fun, and eat all the food, pretty much.
I saw all the stories and the snaps and everything. Always a big event. Always sells out every year. And just congratulations to the organizers, to all the sponsors, everyone who attended and supports this great cause. Every year, sell off Paradise Place. Congratulations again.
I love to see it. What's so curious to me every time I think about it is in my previous career, I spent a lot of time working with Hands for Hunger. Do you know that Hands for Hunger was started as a high school project?
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
there were two high schoolers. I think they were commissioned to, or one in particular, commissioned to start some sort of temporary charity initiative, and then it spun off into one of the largest feeding programs in the Bahamas that it actually employs people full time. So and really feeds thousands of Bahamians. So it's amazing. So if you are in high school watching this, don't dismiss what your efforts can do, because all these years later, again, one of the biggest signature events in the country, one of the biggest food distribution houses, I'm going to say, in the country, doing an incredible amount of good, and it started from a teenager's idea. So
there you go.
Don't sweat yourself.
A single thought can change the world. So keep on being world changers and country builders. And we're so happy that you're here, ready for this Motivational Monday. We've got a great show for you today on our Focus on Education segment with the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training. We will be looking at learning opportunities in the technical programs. And we're also going to be talking to the Central Bank Governor, John Roll, about the National Live Digital Week.
St. Agnes Church is here to tell us about their upcoming street festival and grand raffle. And we'll hear details from Folk Hall's annual general meeting held recently. But before all that, we're going to have our first look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, Gabrielle. Good morning, Bahamas. In your first look at weather at sunrise, weak high pressure system over the islands, so therefore you have some light to moderate winds across the islands, but it's still at the remnants that mid to upper level trough is still trigger off pockets of showers and thunderstorms, particularly over the central and southeastern islands over the next couple of days. And we're going to watch that area in the northern Caribbean Sea as it forms into probably a tropical depression, tropical storm over the next couple of days. But today, over the northwest Bahamas, partly sunny, hot and humid. Chance of an afternoon shower, maybe a thunderstorm popping up over the central and southeastern islands. It's going to be cloudy skies with some showers and thunderstorms popping up mainly during the afternoon hours. High temperature reaching 90 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy skies across all the islands, still on the mild side. With a nighttime shower, particularly over the southeastern islands, you'll look going down to 79 degrees Fahrenheit. And some region highs and lows across the Caribbean. Barbados, 91 and 82. In Jamaica, 86 and 79. In Trinidad, 90 and 79. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 90 and 80. Across North America, Atlanta, 88 and 66. In Boston, 63 and 52. In Miami, 86 and 78. Dallas, Texas, 94 and 70. And Toronto, Canada, 70 and 80 and 70. In your 5-day weather outlook, we're going to have the system in the northwestern Caribbean Sea move towards the north, and some of those outer bands will start affecting the northwest Bahamas, particularly starting probably Wednesday and the Thursday, with some increasing showers and thunderstorms. Also, the winds will start picking up as the system moves. Will be far to the west of the islands as it moves to the northwest and probably across the northeastern part of Florida. Temperature daytime will be in the 90-degree mark, at nighttime in the upper 70s. That puts her up. We first look at the weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Gabrielle.
Thanks, Godfrey. With the changing face of the global workforce, the Department of Education remains committed to its vision to prepare students to become impactful contributors to our society. To this end, the technical program has evolved and continues to expand to stay abreast in a changing world. Here to tell us more about this are Therese Newton, robotics teacher at C.R. Walker Senior High, and Rowena Romer, electronics teacher at C.V. Bethel Senior High School. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. And I think we have another guest here, Bob. Okay, and we have Bob the robot joining us as well, which I'm sure everyone is very curious about. So I'm going to start with you, Ms. Romer. We know sustainable energy has become a buzzword around the world. How has the electronics program changed to meet the new demands of energy?
Well, the Ministry of Education has created a new subject called Sustainable Technology that is in addition to its electronics program. And the Sustainable Technology course is offering students glimpses into solar technology, wind, water, the technology that is not apparent in the Bahamas, nuclear, biomass, all of those ways of producing electricity that will cause us to have a better life, a better earth. We are looking into those now.
I love that because that's been a big conversation, especially if you think about even the things that our Prime Minister has been saying around the world, you know, just the importance, especially with countries like ours, of managing that environment. Mr. Newton, what types of changes have been implemented in your discipline to meet the ever-changing global demands?
Oh, well, in my discipline, I also teach electrical technology. So for the robotics program, we did more for hands-on learning, instead. So where, as in every day, I don't just teach children, but I allow them to teach themselves without using direct teaching. If we look at our robot here, Bob, the children built these from scratch. We have a picture that I don't know if you guys can put on the screen where they built this robot here. It's about 500 parts that they used to build a robot. When a person's here of robotics technology, they always ask the question, what is robotics technology? And I tell them it's literally exactly like it says. You learn about robots, put them together, assemble, learn about AI, machine learning, those different kind of stuff.
I am very intrigued, like I said, and I'm sure many of our users are. And it's just really cool. So what are the ways that students are being prepared to take this information? Because robotics is really interesting, sustainable technology is really interesting, but how do they apply that in a practical sense to their career path?
Well, we have a variety of students that come to us. There are those who will be our engineers, and we offer them physics as well, along with the sustainable program, so that they can further on their careers. And we hope that from this batch, we'll get some innovators. There are those persons who would have passed through our hands who would actually just be in sales. I shouldn't say just be, because sales is very important, but they would be in sales, they would be in marketing the product, and they would know enough to buy the right quality components, parts for our community. And then there'll be those persons who would be involved in actually installation. Those who will be electricians, they now be called upon to connect the solar, the wind, these various forms of creating electricity. So they will be in a better position.
Very important. Mr. Newton, what type of partnerships are needed to make sure that we can continue to provide this form of instruction? You mentioned that there were 500 parts for each of these devices that students put together. I'm sure that's extremely costly. And then your level of knowledge is probably fairly limited. So what kind of partnerships do we need to ensure that students throughout the Bahamas can take advantage of this kind of information?
Right, so we need public-private based partnerships. Also, if we can get like some, what's the word? If we can get some internships for students. You know, the students, we sit down the other day and we were trying to decide places in the Bahamas itself that would offer students internships, or even students can come in for a field trip so they can see, hey, there's a factory that actually uses robotic arms to, even with the Coca-Cola factory, they might have a robotic arm that they would use to pour flavoring in the machine or something like that. The students would love to see something that they can come in maybe for an internship for the summer or for 2 weeks, you know, school, do community service, different stuff like that, you know. Yes, that'll be good.
I think this is just feeding such an exciting type of curiosity that I think this is the kind of stuff that you get excited to go to school to learn. Not that everything isn't exciting, but you know, this is extra special. So how are students performing in these programs? And I'll put that to both of you.
Okay, well, for me, my students just light up when we were presently doing solar experiments. We have little kits where they build and their product, and they go outside and test it out, and they really, really enjoy the practical aspect of it. I too myself, I can't wait to find ways in which we can actually use the water because we're surrounded by water, and to actually get energy from that. We had a windmill that we don't have it small enough for the students to interact, so we're trying to source different things so that they can feel the effect of actually creating electricity using these products.
Well, for me, the students love when they hear robotics. This is our 4th year now. We started it, the first set of students just graduated grade 12. One of them who's off now studying robotics engineer, Theo Gibson at St. Leo University. Yeah, so when they come to class, the first thing they ask is, when are we going to build robots? When are we going to build robots? You know, we have to let them know that, hey, first we have to do the theory, but you have to understand what a robot's made up of, the structural design of it, all of those stuff before they move into actually building physical robot and driving the actual robot himself.
Well, speaking of, I want to see Bob at work. I've been holding in my curiosity since I sat down. So what type of robot is Bob, and what does he do?
Bob is a Vex Robotics. That's the site that we got these robots from. Vex Robotics V5 Clawbot.
Okay.
So we look at his claw inside the front here. He can drive, he can pick up stuff. So let's say, for instance, here, you're home alone, you can drive a robot. You can drive a robot there.
So you don't want to pick up whatever jar you got to pick up from across the room.
And then Bob will come in.
Bring it to you.
Bob will come in and deliver it
should
to
I
you.
take it?
Yes.
Thank you, Bob. I love it. Oh, I need one of these at home. And how long does it take students to make something like this?
For the more advanced students, because we have different levels of robots, but this one here, the grade 12s will work on this.
Okay.
That'll be the more advanced group. This will take them about 2 months, because we don't have the robotics class every day. So we see them twice a week. So it'll take them about a month or 2 to build it.
So you mentioned just the importance, again, I'm sure this is a very costly endeavor, but very exciting and tangible for students, as well as your experiments. You mentioned public-private partnership. How can folks reach out to offer support, whether they have materials or resources to help support these students?
All right, well, the persons can reach out to me. I'm at C.R. Walker. My phone contact is 467-6730, or my email address, therese.newton@crwalker.edu.bs, or my education officer, Rochelle Scott, at the Ministry of Education, or they can reach out to the principal at the school, Princess Fox at C.R. Walker. Yes, or they can reach out to one of my
Simi Beth.
yes, at CV Bethel, Miss Rowena Romo, and she can get the information to us. The same way with Sustainable Energy, if someone wants to reach out to them, they can reach out to any of us and we can get in contact with one another.
Well, I just want to say this was a very illuminating segment for me, learning all about alternative electricity as well as just alternative technology. So I'm sure your students are completely taken just as much as I am. Kudos to you on the work that you're doing, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
for having us.
And thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
I think we should open a bank account for Bradley.
Why? We already have enough bank accounts.
Well, the boy of age now, he should start learning how to protect his own money.
Protection. At a bank? We can protect our money right in our house.
Mommy, banks have deposit insurance. It'll protect all of your deposits if a bank fails, all the way up to $50,000.
We have deposit insurance?
Yes, by simply opening an account with a bank or credit union that's a member of the Deposit Insurance Corporation. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if the bank or credit union fails, right? But don't worry. Payouts to depositors will be made promptly.
Insurance is important, and your Bahamian dollar deposits are protected by the Deposit Insurance Corporation.
Okay. Let's go open that account.
To learn more, visit our website at www.dic.bs for more information.
Hi, I'm Ria Christina, and I'm super excited to be the new host of You and Your Money, a local international bank that has actually been closing some of their branches. It actually gives me an opportunity to share my views, my take on the financial matters. Even when we think about what's happening globally, we still have a lot of work to do in terms of having to educate business owners as to the importance, the economic impact, and how it is that we can look at improving the Bahamian economy. $1 billion. That's how much we spend every year importing food in this country. It also gives me an opportunity to have conversations, and that's meaningful conversations with thought leaders within our community, even having to see how it is that we can work together or even the opportunities that may exist for many Bahamians. So I'm excited to be here and looking forward to the great conversations that's to come.
When hurricanes and emergencies strike, timely information can save lives. That's why Alive Business brings you bulk SMS messaging, your essential tool for staying informed and safe. Imagine having critical updates and safety tips delivered right to your phone, anytime and anywhere. With bulk SMS messaging, you can send real-time alerts and updates and timely notifications. When every second counts, count on Alive Business bulk SMS messaging. For more information, contact the experts.
Hey family, step into sophistication at Dash Designer Boutique, number 13 Parliament Street. There you find a wide array of colorful, elegant fashion for ladies. Shop brand name clothing and shoes such as McDougal, Bashley Mishka, Sam Elderman, Jeffrey Campbell, and Jessica Simpson. We've got you covered for the office, date night, red carpet events, and more. Also check out our stunning accessories. That's Dash Designer Boutique, number 13 Parliament Street. Open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
Welcome back. St. Agnes Anglican Church invites you to its street festival and grand raffle, and it's happening this Saturday, September 28th. Here to tell us all about it is Karen Strawn with St. Agnes Church, and we also have Andrew Albury. Andrew drew his sword.
Yes.
Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. Right?
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. You know, St. Agnes, man, that's a heavy name.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
that's
we're excited.
That's
that
a
is the
legendary
cathedral
name.
in the south.
Yeah.
The cathedral over the hill.
Talk to me about this festival. What's
Okay,
up?
this festival this year is earmarked for the restoration of the buildings in the Grandstand, Lewis Street and Coburn Street area.
Awesome.
You know, St. Agnes is a staple in that area, has always been and still is, okay? What is happening this year is that our current rector, he is a builder, okay? And he has decided that, you know, this is our area. Let's clean it up.
Right.
If you pass down Market Street, right, you will see the restoration of the entire Coburn Street and Lewis Street block. I'll give you a little history. The first building on the Market Street end was where the church was. That was built in 1841 by Father Rogers. He was an evangelist, okay? There was no place for the masses over the hill to worship. So he decided, right, we have to change this. Us couldn't go over the hill, all right? We were not allowed to go north of Government House. So he decided the majority of people were living in the south. So the first structure, wooden structure, he built in 1841.
Wow.
Moving forward, right, the current church was started in 1845. All right? He moved that because the crowd was too thick, so he needed something bigger. All right? The current church in 1845, right, was constructed by Reverend Rogers, right? And since then, we have had several staple rectors who has moved on, and they all left their mark. All right? Father Woodcock, you would know. He came after Father Rogers, and he was an educator. So he left his mark. Woodcock Primary School is named after him. All right? Moving forward, right, we had Canon Milton Cooper. He was a disciplinarian. You couldn't do nothing in St. Agnes Church. His look, right, will set you straight.
Don't sneeze.
Don't sneeze, because he will come down from the pulpit, right, to attack and do them now. They get away with murder, okay? After Father Milton Cooper, we had the great Archdeacon Edward William Thompson. He was a philosopher. No, I don't know why he didn't go into politics, okay? But he ruled St. Agnes, and everybody respected him, even the older people, right? And he served for 32 years.
And so
all right?
it's a lot of great history there.
A lot of great history in that same block.
In that same space.
That same block.
So this year we're descending on St. Agnes for this street festival. Tell us what makes this year different.
You know what? You talk about the history, but if you want to be history, you need to be there on Saturday.
Yeah, right.
September 28th from 12 noon. You will have a little bit of everything from the past to the present and even into the future. Certainly we want to promote the kids' corner. You can bring your kids to Agnes. And for supervision fee, you can drop them off for all day.
There you go.
Then we have an adult corner. And you know, adults, we
can drop off the adults too.
Everything. And every kind of stall that you could imagine, we will have surf and take, old-fashioned supper dinners. Of course, we can have all the games, and we certainly encourage you that. But most of all, we want you to come prepared to have a wonderful time, for there's something for everyone.
There is something for everyone. The food is always great.
The food is awesome.
Camaraderie, just being around, it's a family atmosphere.
It's certainly a family atmosphere.
As you mentioned, that church has been a staple of the community.
It's a staple.
It's a staple. It's a part of history.
The entertainment is off the chain.
Tell me about it.
We start off with the Defense Force drill. We go into the Defense Force pub band. We have the police band, marching band. We have Veronica Bishop. We have Lady E. We have Funky D. We have DJ D. We have a lot of entertainment. We have the Chipman, who are staples in the St. Agnes community. John Chipman. We have his daughters now leading the way. They have their fire dancers, you know, and they have their clown walkers, okay? And all of this is geared around the children. We want a safe environment, right? We end with 3 of the main jungle groups. We start off with one family. We go into the Saxons, and you know Saxons are staple in Grandstand. And then we end with the Valley Boy. I don't know which one, but the Valley Boy. The Valley Boy. We end with the Valley Boy. Okay, and we have entertainment from 12. We start at 12, and we have entertainment until 12:30.
Now I want to know the raffle.
Oh, I just
talk about the
that.
raffle because
that is the grand.
Everybody
raffle,
coming for the raffle.
Everybody is talking about it.
Now,
we have over 3,500 raffle ticket books out. People are still asking for more raffle.
Yeah.
The grand prize is 10,000. That's gone. Okay, my name is on that. And we have 20 prizes, good prizes.
Yeah.
We have more cash prizes. We have 5. We'll tell you about it.
Yeah,
Run them down. What we got?
We got cruise for 2,000 cash. We have Bahamas here tickets, round trip, plus hotel for 4 nights. We have accommodation, trip to Cat Island. We are just to go. And then we have another $1,000. We got cruises, 700 cash. We got TVs. We got 500 cash, 600 cash. Gas vouchers, 500. 500 from Kelly's. We can go on and on. But you know what?
And the tickets are only $5.
Yeah.
$5 per ticket.
No, we buying the book.
$50.
We buying
you
books.
Want how many books
$50.
you want?
Books
how
or
many
nothing?
books do you,
You know
want?
what? On behalf of our chicken card, right? We're gonna leave a book here.
Oh, there
so
you go.
as the people come in this way, raffle them off.
We got
They
you.
already paid for.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
And don't write up all. Don't write up all.
Yeah, pass them on.
No, I can do that.
Share the good news. Share the good news.
This event, right? We cannot have this event without the support of the police and the defense force.
Yeah.
We have security from the old City Meat Market. That's where the parking will be, and where our old rectory used to be up on top of the hill. The parking will be there. It will be lit. We will have security from Friday night until Sunday morning.
All weekend we partying.
But don't worry now, we still having church Sunday morning.
Yes.
Fathers say church will be open Sunday morning.
So tell us,
7 a.m.
Is this festival only for the members of St.
No. Bahamas.
For the world. For the world.
Just come. You will feel the excitement
There's something
in
for
this
everyone
thing.
and from everywhere.
But we want to really, the children are very important. You know, we have to train our children. So we want them in a safe environment. We have gotten permission, right, from the government for the Southern Recreation Ground. That is where the Kiddies Corner will be.
Awesome.
There will be bouncing castle, there will be ice cream, there will be popcorn, you name it, everything, face painting, balloons, you name it, we will have it there for the children. You bring a child there from 12 o'clock. It's supervised by our youth of the church, and the cost is only $25. Another cost.
All day.
To enter the ground, we will close off from Market Street to Blue Hill Road.
Right.
Okay, and it's only $2 adult,
Oh,
$1 for
$2.
children. $2. When you go to Disneyland, how much is paid?
Probably 200.
Okay, all right.
So tell us again the time, the dates, and remind everybody how they can get into this festival.
Yeah, so that's on this coming Saturday, September 28th, 12 noon until. And of course, you can contact the church office if you need additional tickets. But at the end of the day, it's all to the glory of God.
Yes.
And
Now, I want to put in a plug there when he said tickets, right? We, between the men's group, you know, they have their own libation and whatever they have over there. We have the women's supper stall and their home cookery. We have the Strawn's fish dinners, comforters, and we have lots of comforters. We have the DJ is from our church, free of cost.
Y'all making me hungry right now.
But we have out nearly 2,000 tickets.
Awesome.
Okay?
It's going to be a big event.
But this is for the restoration of the buildings. Pass down there and look. You will see what our current rector, he's a builder, Archdeacon Keith Cartwright. And listen, that man sleeps there. All he talking now is fair.
Sound like we all want to sleep there on the weekend. We get park Friday, and we leave it Monday morning going straight to work.
Security, you will have security.
Yeah.
The whole area will be locked down. The police will be.
We're ready to
don't
go.
Don't try nothing. The police will be there. The defense force will be there.
And we can be there.
And we can be there.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all coming on.
Down,
yes,
come on down. Come and enjoy the great St. Agnes Festival and Grand Raffle.
We'll see y'all on Saturday, the 28th.
At 12
Come Friday. Thank y'all so much.
Come Friday.
It's going to be a great event, and we thank you and we celebrate all of the history.
Everyone.
We'll see y'all on Saturday.
See you there too.
Thank you so much.
Be safe on, safe come.
Thank you for having us.
You're watching Mamas at Sunrise. See y'all at St. Agnes on the 28th.
We gonna be there.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focus Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Man, I thought retirement would have slowed you down.
It's the island life, son. Living in paradise.
Must be nice. Can't wait until it's my turn, if that day ever comes.
My financial planner has provided me with solutions for my future. Pension, retirement, and even property management.
So who helped you with all this?
Let's go, son. 2 more miles.
What's Leno?
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're up dead early on another marvelous Monday, and we're at the mid show, and you stuck with us. My name is Mark Daniels.
And I'm Gabrielle Gardner, hoping that you are still having a happy Monday.
Artisan Agnes crew brought some energy. I feel like we're ready for this festival from today.
Excitement.
All week. I'm ready. I can smell the fritters now. I can hear the band and just hear the children laughing and playing. They have been a staple in that community, historical church. Number of historical nation builders have attended that church, led that church. And so come out on Saturday, celebrate with them, contribute towards the building being restored, and just come out and fellowship and have a good time. It's always a nice, safe space and an important cultural event in our community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, babe. What you talking to?
About what?
Before, who you interviewed?
Oh, I spoke with some of the nation's brightest teachers
Yes,
about our alternative, sustainable electricity as well as robotics. And I got to meet Bob the robot. He actually brought me a little, I won't call it a treat, but he brought me a little cleaning device. But it taught me that I could get a robot like Bob, and then it can bring me whatever I want in my house. Which actually, I mean, it's a good thing, but it's probably not good for like my general laziness. So I might hold off for now.
Technology is advancing, folks, so you got to stay with the times, and just shout out to everybody who's pushing the tech, giving children an option. Not everybody wants to write with paper and pen, and not everybody is into literature, and people got to work with their hands. So shout out to all the technical people out there, those who love working with their hands. We got more coming up in our second half. We'll get an update from FOCAL's annual general meeting that happened recently,
and we'll talk to the governor of the central bank about National Live Digital Week. But before all that, we're going to take a second look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, Gabrielle. Good morning, Bahamas. Your second look at weather at sunrise. We take a look at the tropics, and we're monitoring 2 systems at this time, and one of concern to our islands. We do have showers and thunderstorms are beginning to show signs of some organization with a tropical wave, a broad area of low pressure that's presently over the northwestern Caribbean Sea. A tropical pressure is likely to form in the next couple of days as this system moves to the northwest and eventually to the north in the next couple of days. This system has a 90% chance of formation during the next 7 days. Then we have a tropical wave between the west coast of Africa and the Cabo Verde Islands. This system has a 70% chance of development over the next 7 days. On the local scene, weak high pressure across the northwest Bahamas. We do have that mid-upper level trough moving away from the islands, but will cause some increasing cloudiness over the central southeastern islands over the next 24 to 48 hours. In your marine forecast today, those winds northeast to east at 15 knots, sea through 3 to 5 feet over the northwest and central Bahamas, easterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the southeastern islands. On Tuesday, they continue northeast to east at 15 knots, sea 3 to 5 in northwest Bahamas, east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Then on Wednesday, those winds east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 7 feet in northwest Bahamas, 15 knots, sea 3 to 5 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Your tides. Currently you have a low tide, that was 6:21 this morning. Next high tide will be at 50 minutes past midday. Low gain this evening at 7:23. Sunset, 7:03 this evening. Rising more at 6:59. UV index 8. Your water temperature 86 degrees Fahrenheit. And your moon phase now moving towards the last quarter. Your external look, we're going to watch that system in the northwestern Caribbean Sea. So you can expect some increasing clouds, particularly the northwest Bahamas, over the next several days, going into Wednesday, Thursday, with some showers and thunderstorms. St. Agnes, we're watching very closely. We may have some showers on Saturday for that system, but I'm going to push it out for you guys. Temperature daytime will be around 90-degree mark, at nighttime in the upper 70s. That puts you up in front. Look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Davriel.
Thanks, Godfrey. FOCAL recently held its annual general meeting at the Franklin R. Wilson Graduate Center to report on the fiscal year ending September 30th, 2023. Here's that story.
Freeport Oil Company Holdings Limited, FOCAL, a leading energy company in the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands, held its annual general meeting last week to give its shareholders an update on the company's activities.
I am pleased to report that fiscal 2023 was a transformational year for our company. The group's net income of $32.6 million is the highest in the company's history, setting a new record that we should all be proud of. However, more importantly, in 2023, we recognize that the seeds planted over a decade ago had started to bear fruit. On June 11th, 2024, just about 3 months ago, the government of the Bahamas announced its new energy era plans for the country. Included in this comprehensive set of plans was the announcement that FOCAL and Shell would be the partners to introduce LNG to power to the island of New Providence. This involves introducing, in a phased approach, 60 megawatts of generation capacity at Clifton Pier this month, bringing the total capacity to 130 megawatts, owned by FOCAL. This involves introducing LNG at Clifton Pier, representing the first large-scale LNG infrastructure in the country. This involves introducing 177 megawatts of combined cycle power at Blue Hills, which would be the most efficient power plant in the country. The plant will provide baseload capacity for the island of New Providence. The savings announced by the government are expected to be well in excess of $100 million annually. These transformative initiatives will provide upward movement for our people, our company, and our country for generations to come. I'm proud to say that your company has been intentional about ensuring we maximize opportunities for our shareholders, for the local capital market, and our employees. In fact, we have this saying in the company, what is good for the country is good for FOCAL. We did a $25 million rights offering that was fully subscribed, a $40 million preference share offering, oversubscribed. And we also did an employee stock ownership program that we're very proud of.
Sir Franklin Wilson expounded more on the value of their international reputation.
We're doing business. FOCAL is now doing business with some of the biggest companies in the world. Understand this, some of the biggest companies in the world. And worthy of note is that one of those companies is called General Electric. And General Electric at very senior levels, has said to us that folk oil is very highly regarded in General Electric. And what is interesting is why. Why? They said General Electric deal with a huge number of clients and customers all over the world. General Electric has something called the say-do ratio. Because customers tell them all the time, we can do this, such and such a date, and they hear that. And so they have something called the say-do ratio. Those customers who say we're going to do this in this time frame, and do it. And folk oil is held in very high regard because that's our record. The engines that are going to be turned on very shortly at BPL, those engines were in demand in a number of other countries, including one of the very wealthy Middle East countries. We were only able to get those two engines because of the reputation of folk oil. It was only the reputation of folk oil and how we are seen in General Electric that they said send them to the Bahamas rather than send them to company X in the Middle East. So reputation is not just, feel good. Sometimes it has consequences. And I could tell the Bahamian public that is a real consequence. Outside of that, the earliest we could have gotten those engines would have been about a year from now. But we were able to get it because at senior levels in General Electric, the standing of folk oil was so high that they said, send them to the Bahamas.
2023 was a banner year for folk oil.
The 2023 represented our strongest financial performance in the history of the company. We ended with $32.6 million in net income. I think some of the key factors are some of our strategic initiatives that started more than 10 years ago. And it ranged from shipping to power generation. And those are some of the seeds that are now starting to bear fruit that I made reference to. It speaks tremendous volume to the investor confidence. We were humbled by the response, in the level of confidence that the capital markets, not only our existing shareholders who know the company well, but the wider capital market. Even look at our employees. 50% of our employees said, who would know the company better than the persons who live and work there? To say, what, I want to be a part of this financially. And so between those three groupings, the existing shareholders, the wider capital market, and 50% of our employee base, all are saying, we want as much as folk oil as we can get. It speaks significant volume in the confidence that they have in the future of folk oil.
This is Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
How important collecting your money can be to the success of your business. Start your relationship with Fidelity today so that we can show you the many options available to you with our merchant services. From click and pay options online to merchant terminals and e-commerce options. We're here to help your business succeed. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit any of our branches.
African Things is your one-stop shop for everything African. Make a bold fashion statement with vibrant colors and intricate patterns inspired by the beauty of Africa. Find trendy contemporary looks for every occasion and enjoy custom tailoring. Shop jewelry, purses, art, cosmetics, and much more. African Things is located in the Dugard Plaza, Palmdale, next to McDonald's. Open Tuesday to Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come get your African Things.
One thing, two things, blue thing, old things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Welcome back. The Central Bank of the Bahamas is hosting National Live Digital Week, and it's happening this week, September 23rd to the 27th, in order to emphasize that the future of pay is digital. Here to talk with us about this is John Roll. He's the governor of Central Bank, our good friend. Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. We're talking about National Live Digital Week. What's that all about?
Well, it's Live Digital. So what we're focused on is educating the public to be more comfortable using the digital channels for their financial services, and as part of a general push to prepare the country to be a bit more resilient in terms of functioning in that space, given the kinds of gains we want to make in terms of making our financial services more efficient and making it easier for everyone to access financial services.
Live Digital, sorry y'all, I'm in school in a while. Live Digital Week, National Live Digital Week. And so how has this been evolving? We know we've been talking about this transition from cash to digital, and it's been accepted by some, and there's probably, a little bit of inertia. But overall, how has the country been accepting going digital?
Well, this is a two-part process. And first of all, let me say that if you look over, say, a 5 or 10-year period, Bahamians have been doing a lot more of their transactions electronically. They've been making payments a lot more digitally, and they've been using digital channels in increasing numbers for banking services. They have been increasingly opening up their online banking accounts, and so people are using the facilities. People are concerned, though, about the speed of change and whether it's going to happen in such a way that they aren't able to keep up. And so when we talk about Live Digital, the two-part strategy is, first of all, getting people to understand that there is a great amount of emphasis on improving the experience for payments and access to financial services in the Bahamas. So that's where the heavy lifting is going on. The other thing is educating people as to how to go around in that space. A part of the reason why people have concerns, or maybe there's inertia, is because there are concerns about security, or maybe concerns about not knowing how to use the product and services. Or if your businesses, you might have fixations around cost. So public education is designed to address those issues, particularly for you and I, to be street smart, as I like to say. If you're using the electronic or the digital channels for your banking and other services. And the other part of it is working with the business community to get them to understand, the upside of doing more of their transactions digitally.
So this week is National Live Digital Week. What are some of the events that are happening?
The financial institutions are putting a lot of emphasis on educating their customers about their various products, whether it's credit cards, the online banking. or in the case of the digital wallet providers, how to use those services. And so Sand Dollar is in those digital wallets, so part of the education is around those. Later in the week, on Thursday in the evening at the British Colonial Hotel, there is a digital payments exposition that's targeting businesses so that they can come out there and interact with the banks, the digital wallet providers, and I think the credit unions may be there as well. But it's really getting them in tune with the merchant products and other services that are available for businesses.
So who do you want to attend these sessions this week, and what do you want them to walk away with?
For Thursday's event, it's targeting the business community, and it's an opportunity to interact with each of the commercial banks one-on-one, each of the payment services providers one-on-one, to see what type of products they offer, see the kinds of equipment that you can use to process merchant transactions. Now, for a lot of our businesses, they're already in that space, but it is also an opportunity to see, how the product offering is evolving.
Right. For, let's say, a small to medium-sized business who hasn't fully converted over to digital payments, or they're thinking about it, what's one thing that I guess they don't always understand, or let's say one misconception that business owners have about going digital?
There is merchant fee associated with digital transaction. That's a fact, and that's an international fact. And I think what businesses are often saying is, well, if I'm going to pay a percentage of my revenue for my sales, I might find it more convenient to continue to accept cash.
Right.
But what we want people to understand is that while cash is not going to go anywhere, cash could very well be here for the next 100 years. As a business, you need to have the flexibility and the advantages associated with making your transactions as digital as possible, knowing how the safeguards that are involved with that process, being mindful, for example, that in this digital global environment, we also want individuals to transition to the digital space so that they can connect better with the tourists. Right. We want to get the tourists to spend more of their dollars with all of the potential merchants and vendors in the Bahamas. And so when we talk about paying digital or being equipped to pay digital, is a very important message, particularly if you're a small or very, very small business and you're facing the tourism sector, because if you're only accepting cash, what you do not know often is the amount of business that walks past your storefront because they may only have a card to accept payment. And that too is part of the reason why for the central bank, the Sand Dollar is important, because we want to help businesses leapfrog how quickly they can connect. And then we want to think about how we get the fintech innovators to come into the space and to build the kind of products that make it easier for those types of tools to be connected with the tourists. Because again, the intention is to make it certain that no one is losing out on the potential spend of these people.
Right. And I think when I go around now and I pull up my card to pay and I go to a vendor and they're not accepting a card, to me, that's the anomaly now. I expect everyone to be able to go have digital payments or have access to that. And what you mentioned now about the fees, maybe one of the deterrents, but through education, through events like this week, people will understand the advantages, like you said.
Yeah.
And not only you're thinking about businesses being receiving more revenue, you're also thinking of inclusivity of other people. Do you think that digital payments is more inclusive than cash payments when it comes to the customer?
Digital payments can be more inclusive because if you think about it from the point of view of businesses exercising the options to not accept cash for security and other reasons, the inclusivity that being digital brings back, if you're looking at it from the point of view of the individual, is how we make it easy for individuals to get established and opening up accounts digitally. So say the work that we've done, for example, in getting Sand Dollar to where it is. We address a lot of the concerns around the ease of opening up accounts, not just for digital wallets, but for banking services. And so that process is simplified. And we have a lot more work ahead of us to make it so that everyone in this country has access to at least one form of payment in the digital space. And so when we talk about inclusivity, that's going to be very important. And it is very important because Bahamians travel. And if you're traveling, I think you're going to realize more and more that, it is so much easier to get about if you're paying with the digital means.
Definitely. Governor John Rowe, we always appreciate you being here. This is National Live Digital Week. What do you want people to know? What's the drive home message before we go?
Well, we're listening to the concerns that individuals have. We want them to understand how to be safe in this space. Things like how do you manage your accounts, monitor your accounts for fraud and the like, that it can be safer than strictly relying on cash. So we are here to help people make that transition.
The future of pay is digital, and we are here ready to live digital all week and going forward. Governor, I appreciate you being here. Always learn so much when you're on the show. And looking forward to great things this week.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. You're watching Mamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
I think we should open a bank account for Bradley.
Why? We already have enough bank accounts.
Well, with the boy of age now, he should start learning how to protect his own money.
Protection. At a bank? We can protect our money right in our house.
Mommy, banks have deposit insurance. It'll protect all of your deposits if a bank fails, all the way up to $50,000.
We have deposit insurance?
Yes. By simply opening an account with a bank or credit union that's a member of the Deposit Insurance Corporation. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if the bank or credit union fails, right? But don't worry. Payouts to depositors will be made promptly.
Insurance is important, and your Bahamian dollar deposits are protected by the Deposit Insurance Corporation.
Okay. Let's go open that account.
To learn more, visit our website at www.dic.bs for more information.
Well, it's been a terrific start to the week here on Bahamas at Sunrise. So many exciting conversations about things that are happening. We learned about robotics. We learned about sustainable technology. We learned about digital payments. And of course, St. Agnes. Upcoming, is it fair?
Festival.
I apologize.
Looks like it's going to be a great weekend. Have a great week, everybody. Remember to stay motivated. Push through till Friday. It's going to be a little wet. It's going to be a little rainy, but that's okay. It's going to be a little humid. We need all of that. Give thanks for life. Where there's life, there's hope. And we see you on Friday. Have a great week.